How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you the best budget beasts in MLB The Show 25, so let's go ahead and get right into it. I didn't rank these cards just because I feel like there's differences between all of them, and you can probably use a good combination of these cards, but I don't know if I would want to put like all of these players on my lineup and build a team with only these guys. But we're starting off with Termarr Johnson. I think that card's a really good, solid hitting left-handed middle infielder. Then we got Justin Crawford. This card is more of a contact hitter, but he does have elite speed and good defense. We got Chase DeLauder, right? We're starting off with some pipeline cards. Not all these cards are going to be pipeline. Not all these cards are going to be team affinities, but we do have some team affinities in here. I also included Chase Burns, which is a diamond card, but he's going for like 3K stubs. Really, for this budget, I wanted to stick between below 5,000 stubs, probably 1K to 5,000 stubs, maybe even a couple cards in here that are less than 1,000. Right here, we're taking a look at some team affinity cards. We got J.R. Richard. This is a gold team affinity player. So technically he's free, but you do have to kind of play a little bit in order to unlock him. But I think these cards, these team affinity cards, are very, very good. Especially some of these golds are pretty much diamonds if you're looking at them to use for maybe one specific thing. Like this guy I would only use as a bench bat against lefties, or as a bench bat to bring in when someone's on second base, right, to activate that clutch attribute. Mike Trout is kind of like a left-handed hitter. He's really only good against righties. Ben Rice, I feel like this card is on a lot of people's teams right now as a left-handed hitting catcher, as a secondary position, but he also plays first. I felt like the one spot I was kind of lacking with this video is pitchers. It's really tough to use some budget guys. A lot of the budget guys have lower walks per 9, but I think that Eric Gagne is a really good card with a good pitch mix. We got Mike Cameron. I thought he had a really good swing. He's got pretty good all-around attributes. Good hitter, good defense, good speed. Ketel Marte, kind of a weaker hitter, but he is a switch hitter. He has a great swing in the game, and if you don't have the diamond one, that silver one's really not that far from the diamond. You are lacking in some hitting attributes. But we have Sean Green here. This is a gold card. Pretty solid bench bat. Maybe stick him out there in the outfield. Eddie Murray, switch hitter. Right, we're getting into a lot of these team affinity cards. But I would say there's a good amount of cards that are live series as well. We're going to get into some of those here in a minute. But we got Ken Griffey Jr. I'm not even sure a lot of people know that Ken Griffey Jr. is actually in the game. Usually we get a diamond version at launch to use. We also have a gold version of Carlos Beltran, right? Obviously this card's not as good against lefties, but really solid if you have a guy in scoring position, right, with that 115 clutch. We got Bob Gibson, who has a pretty good pitch mix. He's more of a balanced pitcher, one of the only silver pitchers, starting pitchers on this list. You might be able to get a couple innings out of him, but against a good ranked player, you don't want to use that card. Gil Hodges is going to be a really good budget bench bat for lefties. Maybe you platoon him with someone else. This Willie McCovey is a great option, hitting righties as well. A lot of these cards, like Fernando Tatis, this is a diamond card only against lefties, right? If you just take a look at his hitting, his defense is not great at all. But I think this is a good card because, well, you can put him at shortstop. I don't know if you'd want him there with that defense, but the other version of Tatis can only play the outfield. So that's a plus there, I'd say. Tony Gwynn at a contact hitter, being an 83 overall, solid all-around card. Lacking in the defense as well, 65, 67, not the best defense. But I've been using Ted Williams and Vlad out there. They've been playing great. I've also been using Jarren Duran. As you can see, he's paralleled up. I think that's going to be a very good card, probably going to be a diamond soon. We have Nick Castellanos. This card to me is one of the better gold team affinity cards. Always has a great swing, great against lefties. We got Royce Lewis, who just injured himself. I guess he injured his leg. He seems to be injured a lot, but we can suspect that that's going to be a gold card for quite a while. Pretty solid card. Josh Hader, you're going to see on a lot of top players' teams. Even with God Squads, they're going to have some budget lefties, especially relievers in there with Chapman and Hader. We got Brent Rooker. Brent Rooker, I think, could be a breakout for a diamond card. It's going to be tough, though, because usually players with higher hitting attributes are tougher to upgrade to a diamond, but it's still possible. We got Anthony Santander as a switch-hitting left fielder. I would probably use him more as a DH or even a bench bat. And then I mentioned Aroldis Chapman. He does have outlier on his sinker. I think he might be the most expensive silver in the game. Barely making this list at like 4,000 stubs. We have Ezekiel Tovar. This card, I think, is one of my dark horses for a breakout player of the year. He kind of broke out last year, but I think he's going to go up in overall, but also be very good. Corbin Carroll had a bad year last year. He could get upgraded as well, but I still think he's a good budget option. He's a better hitting version of this Pete Crow Armstrong, but Pete Crow has a little bit better defense. Now we're getting into some pitchers. I was kind of looking at my list, and I'm like, I don't have enough pitchers. But I think this silver Randy Johnson, I mentioned silver Bob Gibson. I think this Randy Johnson's better. This cool Papa Bell's not really on here as a pitcher. I wanted to include that he does have pitching attributes, but I would probably use this guy as more of like a utility player. First base in the outfield with that defense. He is a contact hitter, but he's a switch hitter. He's a free version of kind of like Tony Gwynn, but maybe even a little bit better in some ways. I would definitely be looking at that Papa Bell card. We got Arjun Namala. I'm not sure if I'm saying that guy's name right, but this guy's a beast hitter. He does have a weird stride animation, and I still think the stride animation is a problem within MLB The Show, but that card is pretty good. Buck Leonard at an 83 overall. Really solid all-around diamond hitter, it looks like, comparable to some diamond cards. We got Turkey Stearns. This Turkey guy I thought had a great swing. Might not be, the best budget option, but I wanted to put him on the list just because, well, he is a free card, and he's a left-handed hitting first baseman. If you wanted a different kind, maybe you go with this Nick Kurtz guy. He's pretty good. Definitely has a good swing as well. Devin Williams, I think, is probably one of the better pitchers on this list. As you can see, I've used him quite a bit. I've been using him a lot versus the computer just because he has a quick motion. I feel like he's easy to pitch with, and that clutch helps out. We got Griffin Jacks. Griffin Jacks was a card I got on launch night out of my pre-order rewards. Picked that card, and he's got a great pitch mix. I think he's a pretty good card. Then we got Joe Kelly. This card I would not want to use with runners in scoring position. I would not even bring this card in, but if you have a fresh inning, maybe use that card. He's a solid 79, 78, or 79 overall, but I just don't know if he's as deceptive as he has been in years past. But now we're going to get into a game of ranked seasons. I wanted to try out this Jake Arrieta, and I think this Jake Arrieta is a great card. Obviously, he could have been on this budget list because he's a free card. You can't sell him. You get him through the XP reward path, and I am at about 270,000 XP, something like that. So I'm getting closer to that boss pack. I'm about 50 or 60K away from getting that first boss pack. But we have 1, 2, 3 inning, and I didn't really get anything going on the hitting side of things. I got a couple base hits. I started off with a leadoff base hit, stole second, and I could not get the run in. I really don't know what was going on. My timing was really off the first few batters of the game. I even had a couple bad hits. The first hit of the game was like a late base hit the other way, but I wanted to focus on Arrieta. I think the most important thing when using this card is really trying to establish his changeup, because it doesn't really have the best control. If you look at the individual pitch mix and the individual attributes, he doesn't have the best control on the changeup, but you almost have to use that because he only has the other off-speed pitch as a curveball, right? He's got the fastball, the sinker, and then the slider, but that slider is coming in at like 90 as well, 89, 90, especially once you parallel him up. So I feel like his X-factor pitch is the changeup. We end up striking out the side in the top of the third. Now we're in the bottom of the third inning, and we got something going here. 2-out rally. We need something. I've just been struggling. Like that hit with Lindor was not good. I wasn't even on it with the PCI. We are playing on all-star difficulty, and all day yesterday I had spent my time playing mini seasons or playing Conquest, just trying to grind, get some stuff accomplished, get some of the XP, and I felt like that might have messed me up just a little bit, but we end up hitting a 3-run homer with Christian Campbell in his debut. I think that card's really good. He also had a pretty good day today in spring training. Pretty sure he hit one out. I think he either hit a double or a home run, and then he also made a great play on defense. But in the next video, I'm probably going to be trying out Roki Sasaki. I completed the Pipeline Collection. I wanted to get that Roman Anthony card as well because right now I'm using a Boston Red Sox and Yankees boosted up team. So I have several Boston Red Sox out there. I think they have a really solid theme team right now, if you want to call it that, or captain team, whatever. And then I got some Yankees on the bench to help boost up Babe Ruth. And then that also boosts up CC Sabathia. So I really want to try out, 4 of these pitchers that I have. I haven't tried out Roki. I haven't tried out this Bubba Chandler, but he does have elite individual attributes on his individual pitches, even though he only has 4 of them. I guess he could have been on the budget list too. But then I also have some Team Affinity cards that I want to try out. But really, I'm just trying to get into the game of ranked seasons. I'm about to open up my MLB The Show launch box and post that onto Twitter right now. So just keep in mind, I might be giving away some copies of MLB The Show 25. I'm going to check and see if those codes are in the box. But until next time, I'm College Lefty, and peace out.